Time to take a walk. Go check out the property. Good morning. I got a new toy. It's a holder for my phone. All right, found my drink. Found the laundry pile. Found the doggo. You coming? Okay, come on. Oh, good morning. Thought it might be nice to take you on a tour of the property today. Don't mind my probiotic drink. It's awesome. I got addicted to this energy drink that is in powder form. It's pink. Oh, there's my coffee I lost. So I got addicted to this energy drink that is pink and it's amazing. It tastes like pink lemonade. And I needed to find an alternative, and I found this lemonade flavored probiotic drink instead that doesn't have caffeine. So we're pretending today. But tour of the property. I thought that might be nice to take a walk. I got this new handy dandy, actually it's not new, it's older than my relationship. Selfie stick to help stabilize my camera a little bit. So we're gonna rest that there. But I'm gonna walk down my driveway, and this will actually serve two purposes, because not only will I get to show the property we bought after living in town. We lived in the capital of Washington, so it's not really city, although it is city. Anyway, our yard looked directly into our neighbors' backyards prior to moving out here. Your standard, split level, no privacy. Wasn't super into our neighbors, except for one. One was really great. I miss her. I still send her Christmas cards. Okay, so here we are. This is our driveway. And if I turn a little bit, you can see our road. There's neighbors in sight, but not terribly in sight. We don't hear them. We don't see them. Our neighbors over here are pretty cool. And you drive through, I should say. We've got this space here that is before you get into our main yard. See our French drain here. And this is actually going to be our garden stand space, our farm stand. And so maybe eventually we'll build an actual structure. We plan on putting a fence in to surround the property so we can put a pet door for our dog and cats. Because they like to wake us up really early in the morning for no other reason than to go outside at 3 a.m. But we'll eventually put a fence in. This will be our farm stand, so people can drive up without actually driving all the way to the house, all the way to the yard, and do their thing, do the honor system. I can't wait for that to happen. We've got babies. And I planted some dahlias, lilies, daffodils, allium, tulips, lots and lots of tulips all throughout here. And I have more bulbs. There's a little guy. That looks like it might be a tulip. I've got more to put in that I got in a weird season so they didn't overwinter. And I wanted to wait until our snowstorm, which we've already had, and our last frost date, which is upcoming. And one thing I'm noticing is that where I mulched, things are really happy. Down there aren't a whole lot of things poking their little heads through. So hopefully by not mulching, by running out of mulch on the property, and not mulching down there, partially because I thought that the shed from the tree would be enough to mulch down there naturally. Hopefully that half of the front section didn't all freeze. All right, so going down the property, we've got an apple tree here, cherry tree, pie cherries. They're awesome. I was really excited. I thought they were Rainier cherries at first, but they're so tart, and they did turn all completely red. So we'll be doing a lot of cherry jam is something I want to try this year. And we did a cherry pie this past Thanksgiving for our first Thanksgiving. That's all right. I want to look up some more recipes for what I can use this for. Mostly what I'm excited about using tart cherries for is curing meat. We do have a meat smoker. That was my Christmas gift to my husband this year, because something that, you know, we don't want to just get friendly with our produce, we want to get friendly with how we're preparing our meats. Oh, look at this. Look at this Yahoo. Come here. Are you the happiest doggo? You're the happiest bear? Hey, in our yard. Come on. Big bear. Doggo. You love the farm? You love the farm? All right, go home. Go that way. Good girl. You gonna come on a walk with me? Yeah. All right, so anyway, this will be awesome. I want to experiment with some marinades to smoke meat. That's our little cherry tree, and it'll be beautiful once spring fully hits. Coming in through here, obviously this is where we drive up. This is our front yard. It stays pretty shaded, so this is pretty much all moss in the front here. This little area under the Douglas fir, and I think this is an alder. This little area also has some tulips coming up, which I did not plant. I didn't realize all of these were here. This is really exciting. I had no idea these bulbs were here because we bought this place in July, so that was far past spring blossom time. I did put in the Russian sage, which I need to come in and do my spring cleanup of this section. I usually let stuff just completely go in the wintertime, so that if it's gonna seed, it does its thing. And then I'll come in, you know, on a nice day and trim off all of last year's dead, leaving any green that might be coming up. Now, I did get these Russian sage on clearance. I'm definitely a clearance plant shopper. I love to rescue things. So we'll see how they do. We'll see if they get blossoms, if they come back. Ideally, I would love to see this Russian sage just take off. Some echinacea, which is here. That's a perennial. You know, I let it do its thing. I let it dry out through the winter. I'll come in and just snip off the top and it'll come back. Fingers crossed. Some clearance lavender. I think one completely died, but this one right here, that one looks like it's gonna survive. I think that one was like 50 cents and it was on death's door. We've got some chicken and hens, no, hens and chicks right there that need to be weeded. that kind of filled up. I did not realize again that there was what looks like maybe a lily or a tulip right there. More Russian sage, more echinacea. Broken bird feeder. The squirrels got to it and broke it from the top. So that'll be a fun project to see if I can revive that. Beautiful piece of driftwood here in Washington, being close to the coast. I love me some driftwood. Anytime I find a cool piece that can go in the garden or inside on my mantle, I'll snatch it up. And I did also plant lemon balm back here. Now, I don't know if I was good enough at watering. Oh, maybe. There we go. All right, so I want that lemon balm to kind of take over this area too. Looks like all three of them made it. Here's my garden gnome. This is hops or barley. I don't know. He's got a twin. He's got a brother. There's his brother. One of them is hops, one of them is barley, which is funny because neither my husband and I enjoy hoppy things or beer, really, in general. But I'm definitely a firm believer that you need to name your garden gnomes so that they can protect your property. Okay, so this area, this little round island area here, I want this to be my medicinal garden. So I've got a few shade plants that I'll put in through here. That this side pretty much stays shaded 24/7. My sun-loving plants up and around the front here, and this gets sun 24/7. You know, save for maybe 4 hours in the morning, maybe early morning. Like I said, our yard stays really shaded. However, that area right there gets nice and sunny. And there we had alternating English and Spanish lavender, more Russian sage, more hen and chicks and sedum. And then in these, I thought, and I was wrong, I had Spanish oregano. Love me some Spanish oregano. It is by far one of my favorite things to cook with. I will put it in pancake batter. I will put it in scrambled eggs. I'll put it in meat dishes, vegetable dishes. I love it so much. I think it smells amazing. I think I read offhandedly that it can overwinter. And I've tried to do it inside. It didn't work. It didn't work out. Even though the plant was thriving and warm and happy, it didn't overwinter. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll just try to put these cloches over them, see what happens. And I think it might be determinate. And I also think that it might be self-seeding, not actually a perennial. I didn't go down the rabbit hole of researching it yet, but that's what was happening there. So they're dead inside. Just like me. No, they're dead inside these cloches. The plants are dead inside the cloches, and so I have more seed to start. Some za'atar, oregano, and I'll just replant them this year. So that's my plan for here, is sun-loving herbs and lots of lavender. I love making bees happy. Okay, so then we have this little thing. This is just some kind of ornamental tree. I have no idea what it is. It's adorable. Birds love it. We've got our project of installing new railroad ties for the ornamental areas. We've got our sage, rosemary, some creeping thyme in here. This is my husband's thornless blackberry plant, which we moved from our last home. We had it in a massive pot. It was thriving. And then I realized, you know, we just kind of stuck it in here and thought, oh, okay, it's a nice sunny spot. We were really in a hurry to get our plants happy so that we could focus on the house when we moved in. So the blackberry plant, we threw it in here thinking, you know, our logic was that, oh, we just need a really sunny spot for it to be happy, get it out of its pot so that it can thrive and we can focus on the house. Not thinking about the fact that as it grows, it might choke out this tree. There we go. It might make that tree unhappy. It might take over this plot. It might piss off this bush. I don't know what that is. It's got red berries, thorns. I don't know what it is. And we want to put a lot more vines in. We want to do raspberries, blueberry bushes, blackberry vines. We're going to be growing huckleberry this year. So unfortunately we're gonna have to move this poor thing again. Hopefully it makes it. I have a feeling it will. It's been through, plants could talk, man. That plant has been through an adventure. One year it almost drowned in its pot because the drainage holes got plugged. So this thing got waterlogged. I thought it was a goner. It made a comeback. We initially planted it over here. It wasn't getting enough sun, so then we had to dig it up again and then plant it there. Pruned it back, didn't get any berries off of it last year. Might not get any berries off of it this year because we're gonna dig it up again and replant it in a place that makes more sense so that we can have berry trellises and stuff. But in this garden is sage, rosemary, a little bit of creeping thyme. I'll probably put quite a few herbs in this garden. I'd like to fill it. There's some sedum. This is mustard. That's our little guardian fox right there. He's friends with hops and barley. I'm a really big fan of garden ornaments. I just want my whole property to be beautiful and art and joyous. I want to have joy here. And if that means that I get to put dolls in the garden, so be it. I tell myself that they attract little protective fairy sprites or spirits to be able to watch over a property, which I'm all right with. Mint. I did put mint in this garden. I know it's an overtaker, but so is sage, so is rosemary. I don't know if that was the best place for it. I think there are shadier, more waterlogged areas on the property, so I might dig it out and replant it, and it didn't do well. It didn't do well last year. I expected it to take off and it didn't, so I might take it out of here and focus on a lot of different sage, herbs, things like that. Occasionally I'll put last year I put some ornamental flowers for just little pops of, I'm a big fan of pansies, even though they're kind of like run-of-the-mill. I just think they're really pretty and it's easy to catch the seed. It's easy to save the seed and they just make me happy, so I do it. This is a gorgeous lilac. It's huge. We actually pruned this way back when we moved in. It was overgrowing. We were hitting it with all of our vehicles whenever we would drive in, and it was, we couldn't get close enough to the bed over there to mow or weed whack. It was just brambles all the time, and it was like it had never been pruned because there were so many dead sections in it. However, I do know that it blooms beautifully because it was still blooming when we came and viewed our property for when we were looking at houses before we closed in June. So that's cool. Oh look, we've got a friend who came to visit. Let's go see him. Good morning. Hi, Taz. I saw you roll earlier. You're so muddy. Hi, Kira. You want to say hi? I think your fence is on. You can say hi. You want to say hello? I thought it'd be cool to show the back of our barn. Not our barn, our garage here. See those little birdhouses? They got used, which I think is awesome. So occasionally we'll come out here and spread seed and see birds fly out of there to feed their babies. This is the back of our garage, which is the only part that wasn't finished, but all the supplies came with the purchase, so that'll be a fun adventure. This We originally wanted to make our greenhouse. I think we're still gonna make it like a little prep shed. Did not think about the fact that this is north facing. So I don't know if it'll really work for greenhouse purposes, but it's gonna be a door. It's all gonna be enclosed. And there's gonna be a door here that leads into the garden area. So we can literally just walk from garden into pseudo greenhouse storage shed area. This winter it was just where we kept our wood for our wood stove. We have big plans for this structure. A little free chicken coop. There's the back of our garden. Big plans for this structure. Big plans. Structurally sound, needs some cosmetic work. Needs, I don't know, I'm a fan of blue barns personally. I know the red is a homage to the old settlers who were building their barns, and this was what could be manufactured, was this reddish color. And that's why barns are red. I had to look it up. It's a throwback. But I have big plans to change the color. We're gonna re-side it, correct some of the structural problems just with the siding here. Everything inside is really great. We had it inspected. But we'll need to cut out some of the damaged areas. There's my husband.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
The horses are out if you want to say hi.
Hi Kira, hi Taz.
I was feeding him through the fence.
Yeah.
Or helped.
I can see.
So anyway, long-term goals for this barn. Like I said, it's structurally sound. Gutters need replacing. Certain sections where the siding has rotted out, more so on the back and the other side, not on this side. Will get cut out, replaced. We want to put different siding on, change the color up. That's a very long-term project. What you doing?
Pallets.
Is it your favorite project in the whole world?
Oh yeah, it's the best. It's totally not very tedious.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
I'm James. That's my name. So, yeah, a lot of those guys over there were built with these guys.
Those guys?
Yeah.
You're being watched by the foreman right now.
Yes.
Tentatively. Where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy? Go get him. No, this is the mama. This is the mama. Go, where's the Jimmy?
Hi.
There he is. There he is.
Well, anyway, getting all the sideboards for this wall, breaking these guys down by sawing off the ends, which I then have to bust off with a crowbar and then remove all the nails and then saw down again.
Do you remember when I stepped out here in Crocs right onto a nail that went through my foot? Gotta get those footwears going.
But to give you an idea of how many we've done so far, this pile over here,
To film that pile.
yeah, is all processed.
Woo!
And we even burned like a third of that.
Yeah.
So that's not even all of it. So, yep, that's what I'm doing today. Then once you get this side off, give you this number.
For those of you wondering, my husband is 6'7". Comes in handy at Costco.
So after you do that, just cut the crowbar.
Oh yeah. I guess that does make sense that it's easier to pull the center beam off instead of trying to do each one individually, each slat individually.
Eventually I'm gonna nail a lot of these center beams, but it's still good lumber.
Yeah, we could use them for various projects, right? Even though there's notches cut out. So, is that hard for you with your height to work on the ground like that, or do you need the foot leverage? Like, do you want a table set up?
No, it's actually easier just to stand on it and whack it with this thing. And
okay, it doesn't kill your back?
eh.
You're used to it. It's hard to get you in frame. I have to stand way back here.
I'm still young. Young and spry.
Yeah. So now if we go around, lumber pile, bramble pile, bonfire pile. We do have a fire pit on our side yard, and we just pull from the yard waste. That was here when we moved in. Here's the side of our barn. Eventually we'll have a chicken area. There's a chicken coop inside already, and nesting boxes, feed loading stations, everything. This is kind of like the little outdoor area attached to that. There we go. Little outdoor area attached to that. Here's our backyard. There's the horses in the field. This stretches all the way back. Neighbors over there. Again, we never see them, we never hear them. Big plans for this RV too. Concrete pad, has its own septic, electric hookup, water hookup to our well, everything. So that'll eventually be a rental. We're gonna totally refurbish this. It's in near perfect condition. It did have a leak this winter, hence the tarp. So we had somebody come and inspect that. And I wanna, just make this an awesome little rental area, patio, garden. This thing, once we fix the upper seam leak, it's in immaculate condition. We wanna renovate it, paint inside, update, cause it just came, there's still plastic on some stuff, but anyway, that'll be a fun project to document. And then that brings us to the backside of our property, or backside of our farm. We set it up like this with these long aisles that lead directly into the basement so that we can harvest and store food a lot easier. So we'll use the basement as a pseudo root cellar until we can come up with a better solution. Maybe once we fix the heat leak, we can just figure out a new place to start seeds, and then that'll stay cool enough that we can use it as a root cellar to store. For now, there's a loft in the garage where we'll store food in the wintertime. But we've got these long aisles. Today, we've got one box going up. It's drying right now. It just needed to cure so it could be put outside. And I'm going to, I think, either work on the upper section, which is I'm using tarred twine. We were gonna use wire, and it just wasn't working out, didn't look the way we wanted to. So I bought some actually marine tarred twine that I'm going to use for the upper sections because we needed this to be at least 7 feet for the deer. I wish I had gotten a video of it this morning, but there were 3 deer being majestic, magical little shit in our front yard, and I sicked the dog on them this morning to chase them off. I have a habit when I'm drinking my morning coffee in the spring to open the door, hear the birds chirping, smell the smells of ozone and mud and fresh grass, and scream, "Get a job!" at the top of my lungs to the deer to chase them away. And I don't regret it at all. Ain't gonna feel bad. They eat everything. Everything. So here's our side yard. Garden, side yard, all the way to the front. Originally we were building over here, our garden right tucked along the tree line. And we were gonna fill in this empty space. There's my husband breaking down pallets. We'll just walk over here. So we were gonna fill this area in with the garden. Don't do it. Don't build a garden away from your home. It's gonna be such a hassle to walk out and water every day. especially considering our water source is right there. There's the spigot that goes to our well, directly to our well. We just open up the spigot and water comes. Makes more sense to have the garden right there. Harvesting will be a pain in the ass. Watering will be a pain in the ass. Going out there, motivating yourself to go spend time when it's tucked like a side note on the corner of your property is just not a good idea. Build it beautifully, close to your house, close to where you're gonna store, close to where you're gonna prep, close to your kitchen. Somewhere you can look at it, right? Luckily, we had just laid out cardboard and the old owner came 2 owners ago. She lives down the road. She came because she accidentally reopened an auto subscription for a product, didn't change her old address, and it was set to be delivered here. So we were able to get her package and yada yada. She took a walk with us and said, you know, that's your septic line. Don't build there. Very, very grateful that she came. She gave us some other tips about the property, little insider tips that were awesome, that I wish we had asked the previous owners for, you know, like just, hey, what are some quirks that aren't going to inhibit us from wanting to buy the place, but you know, that you're willing to share. It was awesome that she came, told us about that. We moved the garden and we realized that we had almost made a huge mistake that would have inhibited our productivity, our joy, the nines. So the area between, we've already started with 1 fig tree. The area between the garden, the barn, and the RV pad, this foundation, is going to be our orchard, and it's going to be fruit-bearing trees. I'd like to put some persimmons in because they're my favorite. Figs are also tied for my favorite. Maybe a pomegranate. We've looked into what grows in our area. For Valentine's Day, they haven't arrived, but I also ordered two or three, I can't remember, truffle inoculated oak trees for my husband. Now I know the return on that is, you know, 5 to 7 years, but we don't plan on leaving anytime soon. We're very comfortable here. We love this property. We're brand new. We want to raise our family here. We've even thought of ways to expand our home in the future if we ever outgrow it, because right now we're in love with this property. We're really putting down roots for the first time. And waiting 5 years for fresh Italian truffles, it's really not that long in the long run. So that's something we're going to be doing. My husband has always, and myself, we've always been very interested in learning how to cultivate mushrooms. Creminis, oyster mushrooms, wine caps, the nines. So I've been researching different companies that do inoculants. So you can buy like freshly inoculated, I don't even know what to call it, mycelium seeds, I guess. Although it's not seeds, it's a colony, it's a bacteria colony, it's a symbiotic colony of microbes that you inoculate things with, and learning how to do that. So that's his passion project. Mine is mostly the vegetable garden and the flowers. We plan on doing beautiful, like, I love flowers, right? And having been raised by an amazing gardener, my mom is just this incredible green thumb. Oh, some crows are flying by. I love flowers. I don't necessarily love the chemical aftermath and what that means for our bee and pollinator populations. So we want to grow beautiful flowers that are safe and bee friendly and pollinator friendly and hummingbird friendly. We had our first hummingbird spotting recently on our sorcerer vine. It's really what it's called. It's called sorcerer's ivy. Recently, and potentially look into making bouquets. There's this amazing dahlia farm down the road that strictly does dahlias. I'll probably stay away from those. I planted a few here and there for my own joy, but you know, I have visions of having just beautiful flower gardens on the property, climbing roses, trellises everywhere. That's my passion project. Remember at the beginning of the video, I said I just abandoned my drinks all over the place? I do. I think I noticed some cups in the garage too, or the barn. One of the two, probably both. Speaking of, there's my coffee from earlier. Whatever. It's an Easter egg hunt every day, right? Oh, sorcerer's vine. I did want to show you that. I've got a really cool picture of the sorcerer's vine in the snow. It's so cold hardy. I want to plant it everywhere. I'll have to trim here so it doesn't invade this hosta, which is weeds right now. Actually, this is edible. This is, I think it's called dead nettle. It's great in salads. It's great for tea. I think I'm gonna come out here and harvest this, and because I have to clear this out so the hosta can come back anyway, but ooh, that's exciting. I'm so excited that we have this just growing naturally everywhere. Anyway, this is sorcerer's ivy, or we call it sorcerer's vine, and it's so hardy. It literally, we just built a trellis system so it can grow from there, plant itself there, plant itself there, and we'll cut it back, you know, at random. I want it to be able to touch the bottom here. I love it. Well, that's everything for today. Thanks for going on a walk for me, and welcome to our humble abode.